You are now live. Yeah, Schlock West in the morning, Dash Radio, the spin room, you know what it is.
What up, party peoples? It's your man, Bigg Pwee from the spin room on this Monday, man. Hope you guys enjoyed your weekend. You guys had a wonderful time. We back in the building. New week, new day to get something started on this Monday. That's Jay Tasha, DJ Ron C, and my girl, Big Les, with the entertainment report. Let's get it popping, man.
Oh, yes, let's get it popping. We have a real good reason to celebrate, my hip-hop heads. 2 suspects were arrested and indicted for the 2002 murder of Run DMC member Jam Master Jay, my friend. The law officials say that it was drug-related. Now, Carl Jordan Jr. and alleged accomplice Ronald Washington are accused of the murder and narcotics trafficking. I know we don't want to hear it, but we all know Jam Master Jay in Queens, his hands were a little dirty, but however, his life should not have gone at the hands of somebody else. But I guess when you kind of live in that street life, that's what it is. But I'm glad that they have found these suspects and really have put them behind bars. The suspect, Ronald Washington, had an Instagram page that was full of Jam Master Jay tributes. And the most recent tribute was like to post with him saying, "Happy birthday, OG," and that kind of a thing. His birthday was January 21st. His death, obviously, October 30th, 2002. But that's kind of like that narcissism and that psychological craziness. And maybe this is his way of finding penance for himself, of just really whatever, or just kind of being like, haha, you can't find me with it. However, karma is gangster, and your ass will be spending the rest of your life behind bars. We don't know what the sentencing is going to be, but they got him.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, I want to question to the Chief Officer of Police, NYPD, Rodney Harrison. We went to college together, Springfield College, and trying to see if I can get him on the show. I know he's the most wanted man right now in regard to having press conferences and conversations and really trying to do this. So hopefully he'll call me back and we can get him on here, but I'm proud of him. Chief of Police, NYPD, doing all the press conferences. They got their guys. So what were you about to say, Tosh?
I have a question. So you know how it's like Run DMC? How come they didn't put Jam Master Jay into the name?
It's kind of like the same way with Salt and Pepper.
Salt and Pepper. I was gonna say the same thing with Spinderella. Is it because of?
Well, I don't know what their contract was, right? Because maybe that was just a name and he still was getting a piece of the pie and it was split in thirds, or maybe he came later. I don't know what the deal was, but you know, whether he came first or it was just the 2 of them and they added him in. So that's something that maybe we'll find out when they do like the biography of Run DMC or a Netflix documentary or whatever that is, you know.
But I know, you know, you brought Salt and Pepper. Salt and Pepper was first. Spin came later. So
Spin wasn't even the original DJ. It was the original Spinderella who was there first, and then Spinderella that we know.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
well,
thank you for that edutainment.
got it, girl. That's what I'm here for. Now, I know everybody's been bumping this nasty-ass song. All the women are feeling themselves with their sexual freedom. WAP scores the biggest debut streaming numbers in history. Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion did not come to play. Now, this rap duo were set to take over the rap game from the moment that they announced that they were going to collaborate together, and their latest numbers are killing. Raked in a whopping 93 million streams in its debut week, and this marks the highest streaming numbers for a debut song ever, surpassing your girl Ariana Grande's record of 85.3 million that she had with 7 ranks. So right now they're killing at the top of the charts. The first time in Hot 100 history that a female hip-hop collab scored #1, in addition to their massive history-making opening week numbers. Now the track also debuted #1 on the digital song sales chart. With the biggest week of sales of 2020, it moved 125,000 units. So it's crazy what is happening. Billboard charts report 93 million streams. So far, the number has gone up a total of 117.3 million streams just in the US. And it's just going to be out of here. Because the video, everybody's remaking the video, everybody's doing their whole TikTok version of the video. They're having contests, like it's just crazy. Pee Wee, how do you feel about the song?
I mean, I like the song. You know what I'm saying? I think those two collab good together. You know, and I love me some Cardi B. No lie. Her IG be having me cracking up. She be wilding on IG. And you know, Megan is Megan. You know, when you look at her on her IG, she is who she is. But I like the song, and I'm glad and I'm happy for him. I think this is a beautiful thing to see, you know, two female MCs, you know, at the charts, top of the charts right now.
Tosh, do you feel any kind of way that these women got to the chart because they're being so sexually overt, or do you think because they are still rap, how do you say, that they're really great at rapping, at their artistry, that it's deserved regardless of what the content is?
Knowing Cardi's history and how she started, and knowing like Megan's education and like writing and stuff like that in her school that she went to, I do know sex sells, and that is what the labels, the companies, and everybody's pushing. Funny thing is, I was just having this debate on who is Cardi B's target market, and they are targeting her towards kids, in my opinion. That's
you say kids, what demo is that? We're talking 15, we're talking 12, we're talking 20.
I believe it's like the 15 to 25 range. When I say kids, that's their target market for her audience. And I want it to be more so because of the music and because of, like, you know, their lyricists, and they take it so much as an art form. But I do know that it's because of the, you know, the over sexual appeal and all of that is what's selling. And we're a visual generation now, so everything is visual. If the song would just came out and with no visual, it probably wouldn't have hit so high so quickly.
It's interesting.
So that's my biggest question. And let me ask this to both of you guys, since you both are female. As Black women have always been on television, music, the sex sells. Mm-hmm. But when other races, it's not sex sales, it's their skills. Like, you push more towards, you know, Black women to sell the sex image. Mm-hmm. And so, do you guys feel that most shouldn't have to now?
I think, for one, that people have always looked at Black women as sexual savages, so to speak, right? Like, which is why all the slave masters wanted them, or why, you know, there's so many people who secretly love Black women, even though we're the most disrespected people on the planet. I think they look at us differently when it comes to sex. I don't think these girls had to overtly put a song out like this, because we were still buying their records based on their skill, their whole style, their flavor, and everything else. And I think if they decided to flip the script completely after this song and come with something else, I think they would still win, because I think both of them are really just that talented. But if you're trying to make people have the shock factor and stand up and listen, they're really not doing anything that Little Kim or Foxy Brown didn't do in the 90s, right? Really taking the sticker off and just kind of coming at your face even harder than they did. And this is grown folks' music. You know, it's kind of like when you look at Denzel Washington with Training Day, right? He's done Hurricane, he did Malcolm X, great quality work that he should have won the Oscar for. But here he comes playing a thug, dirty cop, and that's the one he gets the Oscar for, right? So the perception of what people want and where they put you in categories that make them stand up and listen is kind of the lesser of two evils. We know he does great quality work, but you guys get, and he was good in Training Day, but those other two can't be touched. So here are these girls throwing sex at you. And I mean, bravo to them for celebrating their sexuality and what they really want, right? Because they always say that a woman should be a lady in the street and a hoe in the bed. And they just like, this is what it is. This is how we like it all day, every day. I don't know if it's for little girls, but they should be having these conversations at home with their parents about their own sexuality and how they should be protecting themselves or presenting themselves. Sorry to be long-winded, but that's just kind of how I feel.
Let me just add a little bit to that. Lauryn Hill hit #1 with her album, and she wasn't overly sexified, put it that way. She's a very beautiful woman, but she wasn't pushing the sex. It was because of her talent and her art. So I feel the same way. Like, even when Aaliyah first came out, she was very tomboy, but she was definitely rocking the charts as well, you know, till she started showing a little bit of skin, but she was still, like, you know, laid back, Left Eye, same way. They were all like that. Missy Elliott, for example, that's like the biggest example right there. Not pushing the sex, but pushing the talent, and they were winning. So I don't think they need to, but they know how to get the bucks.
Yeah, I think it's going to be hard for them now to go back to something less thrilling and less exciting, because people are going to want to see how they top this. I think them topping this is by flipping the script, and then they can go back to that too. Just kind of show your range. Some people may get it, some people may not, but that's how you grow as an artist, right? Flip the script, show your range, come back to your home base if you want to. Sex ain't going nowhere.
Absolutely, I got you. Just a question.
All right, let's move on to Nas, man, because he had fans so hyped last week when he dropped his Hit Boy produced single Ultra Black off the new album that's called King's Disease. He has released the track list. The 12-track LP is entirely produced by Hit Boy. You know, they're thick as thieves, and Hit Boy is no joke. So Nas has recruited a whole mix of like young rappers and straight OG ones. He got Lil Durk, Anderson .Paak, Fivio Foreign, Big Sean, ASAP Ferg. They're all gonna bless with some bars, as well as AZ. Ow, we know him from The Firm. Fox is back. Cormega, Charlie Wilson, and a whole lot more. So I love it. You know, I love Nas. He's sitting on billions. He don't have to put out another album if he doesn't want to, but he's like everybody's top 5, I think. And I don't know if you heard the song, but he took a shot at Doja Cat by saying, "We going ultra black, unapologetically black, the opposite of Doja Cat." Yikes. But anyway, King's Disease is scheduled to drop August 21st. I can't wait. I love me some Nas. Yeah, hip hop ain't dead.
I love Nas too. And I appreciate Nas taking the shot, because at the end of the day, Doja Cat, ain't nobody gonna forget. We ain't forgot. Everything going on right now, we ain't forgot. You're still on the radar. You're still in the crosshairs. We just getting some stuff out the way before we come back to you. But Nas is just making sure that we don't forget.
All right. So as you know, Master P's Chronicles have been airing on BET. You girls.
Shout out to Liz.
Yeah, I made the cut. But Kim Kardashian now has vowed that she is going to help free C Murder, as well as Monica, the singer, because you know C Murder was her ex. So Kim noted that the evidence has been questioned in that case, and that the eyewitnesses have all recanted their testimony about pinning him to the crime that he was convicted of committing. Even one of the guys was in there who was a security guard, I think, that night, says that he was forced to say that C Murder was there. C Murder had the gun, and he's one of the people that she's talking about that recanted his statement. So the jurors also allegedly being pressured to vote guilty. So on January 18th, 2002 is when the tragedy occurred. A young man was killed, and then the next day, Corey Miller was snatched up and arrested for the murder. She also went on to say that he was convicted on a ruling of 10-2, and that if his trial happened today, it would have had to be unanimous. So C Murder was accused of fatally shooting a 16-year-old at the Louisiana club, and he's serving a life sentence right now at the Louisiana State Penitentiary. And anybody who wants to help or just even talk about it, it's the hashtag Free Corey Miller. And if you watched the Chronicles, you can see almost the foreshadowing. Master P was always telling him, get out of the hood, get out of the hood. I don't know if they showed a clip of it, but I showed it on my Instagram page. We had done a forum in New Orleans, myself and Joe Claire, a Big Rap City forum with the whole community. And I asked him about why he chose the name that he did. So look on my page. I'll flip it over to the spin room so you guys can see it and hear what his answer was.
You know, I think it's really dope, the fact that Master P has the Chronicles of No Limit that's out right now. And then Kim Kardashian, I salute her for doing what she is doing, because there's a lot of folks out of here that's talking a lot, but she's actually doing a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I salute her on that. I hope that he does come home, because, I mean, you got people that serve some time and get off easy, you know, and they're home right now. So I think let's get them home, man. Let's get them home.
But let's say congratulations to some of our radio family. We got New York's Angie Martinez, the syndicated morning show, The Breakfast Club, my dude, Sway Calloway over there on Sirius Satellite. They have won the public votes as on-air personalities to be part of the class of 2020 for the Radio Hall of Fame. Congratulations, man, to all of them. The 2020 induction ceremony is going to be a live radio broadcast from multiple locations. Right now, they're looking at October 29th. That's going to happen tentatively. But once we get closer to the date and I get all the airing information, I'll let everybody know. So congratulations to our people's man in radio.
That's dope. That's so dope. You know, and big shout out to Sway. That's my guy, man. You know what I'm saying? Me and Sway, we go back some ways. From Wake Up Show when he was at KMEL to The Beat. And now, I mean, he's blasting off, you know. So shout out to Sway, man. I love that dude.
Congrats.
So Ellen DeGeneres, as you know, has been on the radar for weeks now about her having really horrible workplace, treating all of her employees really foul. And they have ousted 3 of the top producers. That includes the veterans, Mary Connolly, Andy Lassner, and Derek Westervelt. They have been there since the show began back in 2003, and they were fired after damning reports accused the popular talk show of having a real toxic workplace culture. And, you know, I'm sure Ellen, being who she is, maybe writing them a private check somewhere down the line. I'm sure they're going to be taken care of. But, you know, you never want to lose a place that you kind of love going to every day. I can't speak for them. I'm assuming that. But the stain on Ellen's name with this is going to be interesting. And someone like Kevin Hart has been speaking up about, you know, what a great friend she is, what a great person she is. But, you know, people act differently toward celebrities than they do the worker next to them. I wasn't there. I've met Ellen one time. I've never been on the show. I can't tell you what that environment is like, but
Right.
we'll see what happens when they get back to a regular taping and not on Zoom the way everybody's been doing.
Yeah, I'm very curious, and I hope her open monologue will be talking about this.
Yeah.
To break the ice, you know, because again, you know, if I can get out and say all the stuff first, you kind of kill everything else that they can say about you.
Right. Get in front of it.
Absolutely. I want to say condolences for the death of Quinn Coleman. He was the son of former BET CEO Deborah Lee. He was a DJ and an A&R executive, and it just really died suddenly on Sunday, August 16th. He was 31 years old, and the cause of death so far was not given. And again, our condolences. Deborah Lee and I just chopped it up, and she was going to come and shoot my documentary for me, you know, just kind of talk about dance in the 90s and the whole bit. And I can't imagine what she's going through. So our condolences to his friends, the family. If he had any fans as a DJ, rest in peace, Quinn Coleman. I did want to talk about what LeBron James is doing with Dodger Stadium. He's hooking up and he's making and transforming Dodger Stadium into a polling site. The voting rights group has definitely partnered up with the LA Dodgers, and they're going to make sure that in November, this general election is going to have a place, and the Major League Baseball team has offered its whole facility as a voting center. So you're going to be able to go there. They're going to have some food. They're going to make sure that, you know, they've already set up that place for coronavirus testing, and they're going to make sure that the 5 days leading up to November 3rd election, that all the registered voters here in the Los Angeles County are going to be able to park for free, vote at the stadium, and there's not going to be any excuses. And I'm sure he'll be on hand to make sure things are handled right. So.
And that's dope. That's absolutely dope, man. You know, I appreciate, you know, folks that they talk the talk and actually do what they say they're going to do. And he's putting his money where his mouth is, man. Shout out to LeBron James, man. You know, seriously, that's dope.
Absolutely, absolutely. And last but not least, and I want to get you guys' opinion on this, rapper J. Cole might try out for the Detroit Pistons. You know, TMZ kind of reported he's 35. He's been training for a potential NBA workout. It seems that if you watch the Puma ad that he did, they have him on the basketball court, so kind of teasing, and then Master P kind of spilled the beans, alluding to the fact that this might happen. So we've seen what happened with Master P playing in the league. What are your thoughts about J. Cole at the age of 35, maybe switching, putting down his mic for a minute to suit up? Tosh?
I'm all for it. I like J. Cole. I mean, like, you only got one life, so go ahead and do what you want to do. Try and, like, you know, experience everything you haven't experienced. A lot of people who, you know, like Master P was one person who made it real successful in there. He's like, I want to do this and try that and, like, you know, experience that. So I'm all for it. You only got one life to live.
Sure.
I mean, shoot. At the end of the day, homie, you establish yourself as one of the top MCs of your time. If that's what you want to do, and you know that you want to knock this off your bucket list, go for it, man. I wish you nothing but the best. I hope you get it. I hope they sign you. I hope you can ball, and you know you ball out and do your thing, man. Shout out to J. Cole. Make it happen, cuzzo.
I love it when everybody can follow their dreams, right? We saw Michael Jordan go from basketball to baseball. We saw Bo Jackson go from football to baseball. You know, when you can.
Deion Sanders, baseball, football to baseball.
Absolutely. So,
Don't forget all the basketball players who started rapping, like Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant. Did Kobe have an album, right?
Yeah.
Kobe had an album, yep.
Like all the rappers that, you know, the basketball players that started rapping. So
follow your dreams, man. No matter what age, if you got the resources, go to it.
Absolutely.
That's a whole lot of information and a whole lot of entertainment news. That's how we do it here on the Spin Room.
All right, man. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, right down below, subscribe to the YouTube page. Click on the bell because every single day we drop a new video. We want to make sure that you don't miss out. Plus, we're on all podcast platforms. Spotify, Google, Anchor, and Apple. We're all on it, all right? That's Big Les, that's Jay Tasha, DJ Ron C. I'll be your man, Bigg Pwee, on this Monday afternoon. You guys have a wonderful and blessed day, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget, Pee Wee's Pet Peeve, and one got to go tomorrow, man. So make sure you guys tune in. Peace.
Yeah, you are now live